Hey everyone, welcome to the February 10th Fluent Community Meeting. Today we have a pretty cool agenda. I see a lot of topics here. I'm going to share my screen and we can get started. We just a couple of logistic updates. We've now updated this meeting to be 45 minutes long. We found that the 30 minutes was a little too short. And a lot of folks had questions, topics, especially last minute ones, which is great. We love community participation. And then the second thing is we are going to now do these meetings every 2 weeks instead of every month. So folks wanted to chat more frequently about stuff that we were doing and contribute. So that was always welcome. I think the first topic, just to jump straight into it, is kind of centralizing all of the places that you can get help in the Fluent community. We have quite a few places. We have what are the Google groups. These are like 1,000 folks, 150 folks, forums on Google. We have Discourse, which is the discuss.fluent. And then we also have GitHub discussions. So within Fluent Bid and Fluent D, you have this tab called discussions that you can just add questions. It mimics a bit of like Stack Overflow, but within the repository itself. What we're finding happening is that things are getting really disjoined, and especially with the Google groups, there's a ton of spam. There's every few days I have to go in and there's like giant messages. I don't know what language, what the thing is, but there's something going on there. And because we want to allow anonymous posting in Google groups, you still need an email. The GitHub discussions might just be the better course. I think we've had actually really good discussions in the GitHub discussions that go beyond just asking for help. And the Slack channel is still really good. My take is we should just deprecate and archive the Google groups. This is what the Kubernetes folks did. And they also moved away from Discourse, and CNCF as a total is moving towards more of the GitHub discussions. So my proposal is we just move towards GitHub discussions, use those as like the main forms of roadmap, content, things that we need to add, and we get rid of everything else. So that way it's a centralized, easy to access. Slack channel stays as is. That's a great place for async communication, but then GitHub discussion is something we can track longer term. So I don't know if folks have any strong thoughts about it, but that was my proposal there.
Yeah, GitHub discussions is okay.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any. Well, I probably have. I've never really enjoyed the Google Groups UI, so yeah, I'm happy to do the GitHub one.
Yeah, and Discourse as well. So Discourse, let me just show here. It's the Fluent D discussions. This one, which is, it has a lot of good info, but honestly, it's quite a bit of management here too, and not finding. I think folks are also having trouble with like getting logged in. There's a lot of spam stuff in here too. And I think it'd just be good to have one central place.
Yeah, taking a look at the Google group, we have 240 members. So I think that more than interaction, it has been used for announcements of releases. So I don't know. I'm thinking that I don't think that these people will sign up on the GitHub discussion because it's like as announcements list also. Maybe we can use it for that purpose only and encourage everything that is about support or technical problems go to the discussion.
Yeah.
Instead of just archiving, right?
Totally. We like what we could do archive is just make it read only, and then only moderators can post. So we can still give announcements of like, hey, announcing new version, but then no one can ask questions. We'll just have a banner there. Hey, if you want to ask a question, please go GitHub discussion. And then just moderators of the Google group can say announcements. And then
so that is possible. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then we should use the newsletter list. I think we could ask folks to opt into the newsletter, and we could use the newsletter for announcements, which probably is like, hey, I'm signing up for newsletters versus signing up for a Google group. Probably better for like privacy and all that too.
Okay, so that is a second topic, right? So the newsletter. So the thing is that we don't want to lose these 240 folks, right? That's the other thing, that if we can still send announcement on that list and transition all new users to the new system, that's fine. Right?
Yeah, the Fluent D one has 1,700 users, but we never
Oh.
post announcements there. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay, ready. Announcements can still go to channel. Newsletter. The newsletter has, I think, 1,000 folks on it too. Okay, cool. Yeah, and I mean, I think in announcements side, we should probably have announcements in Slack and stuff too, because there's like 6,700 folks in there. So probably good ways to do that all up. Okay, but I think we have a good at least initial action plan. 1.9, Pat.
Yeah, so you guys can probably cover a little bit of it as well, but I just wanted to bring up a couple of things. One of it's not really 1.9, but as we move into bi-weekly meetings, I'm just wondering if it would make sense to have them in alternate time zones or something like that to try and encourage maybe more people to attend and stuff like that. It's a bit of an awkward time for me, so it's a bit selfish, but I'm happy to host or whatever if we want to do a different time that's earlier in the day for me.
So we could do like one that's EU, like EU.
APAC or
APAC.
somewhere might be nice. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that'll be great.
It's probably maybe ask people the people who can't attend this one, what would be their preference on the other one, and then see there.
Yeah, I like
just to get a bit more, then it's a bit more global as well and stuff.
Yeah.
On the 1.9 stuff, I just wanted to highlight a few things. We do have a one-line install script now. It actually works for 1.8, it's fine, but the link's only in the 1.9 documentation. But yeah, if people want to give it a go, feel free. So that's, it's just a simple script that's in the repo now that does the installation. And also the other thing that I'm not sure how visible it is, from 1.9 onwards, we're deprecating the TD agent bit package. So we're going to build both of them. So there's going to be a Fluent bit package and a TD agent bit package, but the TD agent bit one is being deprecated. So just to try and start migrating.
Yeah,
Pat, one question. The script is installing also TD agent bit?
It tries, I think it tries Fluent bit first and falls back to TD agent bit.
Since we are deprecating TD agent bit, maybe the new mechanisms might encourage the users to use the new version.
Yeah. So we'll default to the new one. But for my testing of the script, the new one doesn't exist in the release repos. So it's falling back to TD agent bit.
Got it.
So
once released, we just remove TD agent bit, right?
Yeah, we can do. Oh, it looks like it's got the wrong link there. So I need to sort that link
Oh,
out.
yeah, that is to change the local files versions.
Yeah, but there's one in the repo, install or something. I can't remember what it's called. The other questions. So actually this afternoon I've been looking at nightly builds for testing it to build all the different targets and then run the tests. There's a couple of issues at the moment, but we'll resolve those. And also some Windows CI I've been working on as well. Currently the Windows stuff's all in AppVeyor, but we're moving it into GitHub Actions. And then adding some smoke tests and stuff like that, because there's been a few issues recently with the Windows side, which could be, the default config wasn't quite right and stuff like that, which we really should catch much earlier. So we're adding that. There's the question on CentOS 8. What what do we do with those targets? Do we still support them? What do we want to move to Rocky or Alma Linux? What are people's feelings on that? Which architectures? Those kind of questions. And same with macOS. So I just wanted to try and generate some discussion or get some feedback on what people might want on those targets. I don't know how to drive that here. It's anyone got any preferences or ideas what they want to do on those ones? CentOS is probably the main one. Do we want to transition to like Rocky or Alma Linux? But I think Rocky only does one architecture at the moment. So do we, is that okay? Does anyone care? Those kind of questions.
I don't know how many people are using CentOS 8. I know that most of CentOS are stick to 7, but I think that it won't hurt to support in CentOS 8. So I would say,
well, it's more,
why not?
So the problem we've got, so we support it now. So I'm building it now for 1.9, but obviously it's end of life, so it won't be getting any updates, which is not going to be good from a security perspective. So it's that question. So I can build it now, but I have to use all the archived repos to do that. And then obviously as you move forward, those aren't going to be updated. So what do we do? Should we migrate everything to Rocky Linux, Alma Linux?
Oh, so it's already end of life. So it's not like 7, right?
No, yeah, it was end of life.
Okay, so yeah, if it's end of life, we don't support it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but people who are on CentOS 8 now will be moving to something, and what should we support those?
Yeah, I think we should, but probably need to wait to see what folks ask for. I'd say let's wait on the like what folks ask for. I have heard.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, what do I do with the current CentOS 8 builds? Do I stop them, or because it looks like we're supporting it, but actually all we're doing is supporting that end of life. Yeah, we're only building for that one version that's end of life now. So people really shouldn't be doing it.
For CentOS 8 though, it also supports Red Hat 8, right? And Amazon Linux latest version.
Amazon Linux is, we're building separately.
Okay, we're building Amazon Linux separately, but for CentOS 8, it's also compatible with Red Hat 8.
Well, it'd be compatible with that version that was whenever it was end of life. So yeah,
I'd say
a bit noisy here.
No worries. I'd say let's. The only reason we would keep it is if it was the same package for Red Hat 8, but if we have a separate one for that, then yeah, let's just deprecate it. I think same thing with like Ubuntu 16.04. We should just deprecate. Like that's end of life as of.
Yeah, that's probably we're building it at the moment, but actually it's failing because the CMake version's a bit too old, I think.
Okay. Okay. But Mac OS, yeah, I've heard that one a lot. I have a Mac, so I'd love to.
Yeah, so I think we've got instructions now to build it from source. I might put those into CI. I guess the question is, we probably only want to target the native architecture rather than the M1s. I don't know. Yeah, how much effort do we want to do there?
I think that this is mostly a Calypia interest to ship a macOS versions, like Signet packages.
Yeah.
So right now our CI, it's already building on macOS. I think that it's not building on M1 architecture. But we just pushed the instruction for M1 on the documentation. So if anybody wants to build it, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
So I would say to be defined, because we had to find what the best packaging mechanism. There's a couple of macOS.
Yeah, there's a lot to do there. It's more, let's get it. I wanted to highlight the fact that we have got it as well, and people can maybe give it a go and try it out.
Do we have a doc page on it, like building? Oh yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, this should be good. This is what
Yeah.
we used to do this for Windows too, right? We used to say, hey, you have to build it yourself when it first came out.
No, for Windows, we provide packages. So
Right,
Yeah.
right. But I mean, like right when we started Windows support, I thought we had the similar thing where we said, yeah, it works on Windows, but you have to do it manually versus building packages. Is
Yeah,
that-
I mean, I can build those packages in CI as well. I can run the Mac OS runners, although I think they're 4 times as expensive as the Linux ones, or some specific cost.
No, yeah, if it's expensive, we gotta wait then.
But yeah, just wanted to cover some stuff. The nightly build stuff will be hopefully good as well. We're getting that out, getting a sort of unstable release out. But yeah, that's me. If anyone's got any questions, give us a shout.
Andrea, is this set for 30 minutes or more time?
It's for 45, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Benjamin, you want to do the Fluent operator update?
Yeah, can I share the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me make sure you have that permission. Yeah, you should have permissions.
Okay.
And let me stop my share. There you go.
Oh, can you share, can you see the browser?
Yeah.
Okay. A couple months ago, we decided to add the Fluent support to current Fluent operator. So we have some progress now. Basically, the Fluent CRDs are added now. We're still refactoring, bug fixing, but it's working now. This part is we are planning to rename the Fluent group to Fluent.io. So this part has been done. And we also planning to change the namespace CRD to cluster ones for Fluent. This is still ongoing. We are still, there is a PR, we are still working on it. About the Fluent CRD, we have some example. We can see the example, how it works. First, you define a Fluent output to Fluent. Yeah. And we have an example, a cluster, Fluent cluster output. It's the Fluent CRD is used to you can define the input where the logs come from. It's basically forward or ATP. You can define the replica, and then you define a Fluent config selector. We have a cluster-wide selector. You can define like this. You can define which filter and which output to use, and logs from which namespace should be filtered for this config. If you didn't define this one, all the logs from all namespaces will be sent to the filter and output. So this is the filter. In the filter, you can define something like this. Extract the namespace as a key. So the output looks like this. You can define multi output together in one CRD, in one cluster CRD. So this is the clusters CRD use cases. And you can also define some namespace level CRD. For namespace CRD, this part is almost the same, except this one is a namespace one, and you have namespace here. For this config, only the log from this namespace will be sent to the output. So if you have a namespace, you can define Fluent config and output in your namespace, and only the logs from your namespace will be sent to this output. So this is the kind of tenant control mechanism, and you can also You can also use them together. I think that there is an example here. You can also use them together and define a cluster CRD and define the namespace CRD. And the class CRD will only select the global output. So it will send all the clusters logs to this cluster output. And the namespace CRD will only send logs from this namespace to this user's output. So this one also have the user's label, so you can also send this user's log to the same class output. So it's kind of hybrid, a combination of cluster CRD and namespace CRD usage. So this is basically the example. And you can define the buffer. Actually, we have the Fluent bit operator as here, Fluent operator, and it can create a Fluent bit daemon site and Fluent statistical site. And previously we implement Fluent as a deployment, but it's not okay because deployment can only have one replica to use the PVC. So we have changed to use a statistical site, and you can define multi replica of Fluent. And we have implement this feature. You can in a single Fluent pod, you can create multiple Fluent workers in the same Fluent pod. So this is basically how it works. So we still need some bug fix and refactoring, but it's working now. And I think after all this done, we can rename the product to a Fluent operator. Finally.
Awesome. Yeah, that's that'll be a big milestone.
This is basically all the steps we are doing. Yeah. Okay. And if you take a look at the config generated, you will see something like not this secret. This is all the config generated. We use a plugin called label router. It's from Banzai Cloud login operator. So you define a label, and in this label you can filter your logs. So all the CRD configuration will be generated into one Fluent configuration file like this. Yeah, it's basically how it works. So out of we have refactoring the Fluent based CRD, and we can rename the product to Fluent operator, I think. So,
sweet. Yeah, that's great.
Any suggestion?
Yeah, I think one cool thing is like, so the label router piece that you mentioned, we're looking at making it so that you can have individually defined pipelines as well.
Yes.
So this like kind of matches that idea.
Yeah. We are actually, this is you can define multiple CRDs, so they will not interfere with each other with this label router. So this is unique ID, has a unique ID. So
nice. Yeah.
So we still need some time to refactoring, to add some text, to add some document, but I think it's It's a big progress now.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me stop my sharing.
Thanks so much. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing. I think it'll be a good topic at FluentCon Europe.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead here. Okay. So that was the Fluent operator update. Yeah, let's talk a bit about the new website for the Fluent community.
Yeah. Fluent is not here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I can lead it because I've talked with women before about this. So we built a new Fluent Bit website. We're just in the midst of finishing the last pieces of it to get it launched. Like all of these projects, that it's all open source on, and you can modify, pull from it if you like anything of it. But yeah, it's a brand new website, more simpler to navigate, get immediately to the latest download, which is the download page. And you can get to your release notes. So this is, we also have all the older versions as well. So if you want to look at older versions and their release notes, that's all there available too. Also just like, all the community stuff that we have here. And yeah, the Slack channel is probably another one of the main things that we want folks to join. So this will be coming soon. It's hosted on Netlify, and then everything is open source. And when we chatted about it last time, the big thing was how do we also do pieces around the Fluent D website. Now the Fluent D website is a much larger, I'd say, task. It is a bit older as well. So we'll probably want to do some updates to this that are representative more of like a Fluent community. And so point more users to say, hey, Fluent community, here's what Fluent Bit is, and here's how these things work together. Here's the Fluent operator, here's the Fluent release notes, everything, everything kind of around that. But we have yet to build out a kind of template there. So it'd be great to hear if folks are interested in working on that. And we're happy to help drive a lot of that as well from a Calyptia side.
Yeah. Flex from our team is going to work on the website as well. So
Cool.
It's a Fluent's team. So Flex. Felix, sorry. Felix Liu.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be awesome if yeah, we could start with some initial designs and thoughts around it, and basically do a separate meeting around like a Fluent website. I think that'll be great.
Yeah, Freeman asked me to join this meeting, and I think maybe, like you said, we can have a separate meeting to discuss about how we can design this new website. Because I don't have much information about the whole history around this topic. So
Sure,
I think a
sure.
separate meeting would be great.
Cool. Yeah, and I guess one thing is we generally build these in Hugo to follow the Kubernetes website and some of the other projects. Is that like a framework that you're
We are familiar with Hugo.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Other one, I think we could also, as long as it's open source, the main thing is it just has to be open source, the website, so people can contribute, modify, take. So yeah, Docusaurus I know is another really popular one. But yeah, I think that'll be good. We could kick off another one, and we could help with some of the design stuff too. And yeah, I think that'll be great. We actually have someone from our team who's here too that helped lead the Fluent Bit website. So we can do something in. I'll create a channel in the Fluent Slack channel called Fluent Website, and we can use that. Are you in the Fluent Slack channel, Felix?
I don't think so. I just joined the whole thing.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Cool. Let's create a new one, and I'll ping everyone to join that, and I'll add that here in the notes. So
Sure. Okay.
join work website. And then yeah, we could probably add the operator docs as part of that. I think this is interesting. Yeah, we have separate Fluenty and Fluent Bit docs all through Gitbook. For Fluent operator docs, maybe we make maybe we add it as part of the Fluent Bit docs, and we have a Kubernetes section. So then it
Yeah.
could be like Kubernetes section, Helm charts, daemon sets, and Fluent operator.
Operator. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Kind of like what we have with stream processing.
I saw the Kubernetes part. Yeah.
Yeah, we have stream processing, but we could put like a Kubernetes
Yeah.
section.
Actually, that's perfect to have it there. And one of the goals, like maybe then we can revamp or make some changes in the website to get a direct access to here, because actually users get to the documentation, but there's not like a clear step. If you need to solve something, it's hard to find where is the right documentation, right? But maybe it's like if in the website we can say, if you're interested in a Fluent operator, click here, right? And you just go to the right section here.
Yeah.
So that's what we can do also to promote it.
Yeah.
Same in Fluentd, right? We can promote the same thing in Fluentd site.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could just be a pointer to both.
I have one question. We have Talon has some problem when building the ARM64 image of Fluentd. Is that possible to build ARM image for Fluentd?
ARM for Fluentd. I thought so.
I think that is there, right? Or not?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we are building in the wrong way.
Here. Yeah, ARM64 support is as part of TD Agent v4. And I actually think we do the same thing for Calyptia Fluentd.
Is there a container image for ARM64?
Oh, a container image.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the container image, actually.
No, I think that is just x86. There's no multi-arch on that image. I think that for the container space, it's a bit more complex, because at least in Fluentd, people tend to get the container that connects to a specific backend, right? So this container Fluentd to Elasticsearch, this container, because there are many Ruby gems, dependencies, and that stuff. So my suggestion would be, since you know what are the requirements for the operator, maybe you can create your own container image for the operator. It's like a Fluentd operator, I don't know how to call it, and we just publish that as part of in the Fluent registry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to mention we are finally we'll push all the image to the front of under Docker Hub, I think.
Yeah, that'll be good to have all those images there.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone have any other topics, questions, thoughts?
No.
Then yeah, we can end it. We can end it there. So thanks everyone for joining. We'll see everyone in 2 weeks.
Thanks.
Cool. Bye for
Bye.
now. Thanks all.